What is Yugoslavia doing? I think they seem to me like they're going rather historical. At least that's the way I'm seeing it. Political power on this. We're at 64%. Other than that, we're looking pretty good. Okay, Japan is now nationalist. Still doing peaceful revolution, though. I'm assuming there's been a military coup. Maybe. Non-aggression pact, different ideologies. I don't know. I'm assuming they've had some sort of military coup. Our stance on the Berlin situation. The news from Berlin is troubling. The local Soviet forces have used heavy force, including tanks, to bring down the protesters. Many in the Politburo note some of the liberalizing measure taken by Beria has led to scenes like Berlin riots. To assess the situation in Berlin and determine which action to take, Comrade Molotov has volunteered to immediately go to Berlin, calm the situation, and then send a report back to Moscow. Beria must decide to approve the Molotov trip or not. Beria has secured or neutralized the main hardliners. Such a trip would not be a threat. But the hardliners remain independent. Molotov may return with a damning report on the situation. Then Molotov. Why is Greece influencing China? Why wouldn't it? The jury's closed. Espionage trials found guilty of murder. Get aid from China. I don't know what it's really going to do for us. Did they? I think they gave us cash. Well, thank you, China, for the loan. It's not a loan because I'm just taking the money, but I appreciate it nonetheless. We have about 7 months of income. Here's the presumed death of Roland Wallenberg. Wallenberg is a Swedish diplomat architect who played a major role arranging the rescue of thousands of Hungarian Jews by providing them with safe haven, exit passports. Following the liberation of Budapest by Soviet forces, Wallenberg disappeared, and many suggest that he died in Soviet custody. However, the Hungarian government started the trials to prove Wallenberg had not been murdered by the Soviets. Instead, the trials argued that it was a group of Budapest Jews and former members of the fascist regime who carried out the murder of Wallenberg. Could pay off our debt. I mean, how much is 4%? Current debt is 49.9 billion. Not that bad. Right? It's not the worst. Production speed. Maybe it wouldn't be that bad to cut welfare spending again. I mean, I like the political power. It allows us to influence countries more efficiently. Keep on influencing Vietnam. What's he doing in Egypt? Farouk right now is purchasing British jets. I don't know if he's doing anything that's already giving him anxiety. Don't worry about it. Rosenberg sentence commuted. Decision by the president to commute the sentence of Julius and Rosenberg. Life in prison without parole received widespread international praise. However, the President of the United States has eviscerated the president. In addition, there have been large protests held across the United States condemning the decision. Many accuse the president of kowtowing to foreigners and ignoring the wishes of the American people. Others accuse the president of being soft on communists and say the decision will embolden more communist and Soviet spy operations. American war veterans in particular are outraged, noting the decision was a slap in the face for all Americans who made extreme sacrifices in the war. The president must hope that he can recover some of the lost support from the electorate. Arresting Bulganin. Defense Minister Nikolai Bulganin is a potential threat to both Nikolai Molotov and Beria. In the war, he forged close ties to the Red Army, and a crisis could bring military support and ambitious Khrushchev. Beria and his agent have collected damning testimonies about Bulganin and have enough evidence to arrest him on several charges. Arresting Bulganin will aid both Molotov and Beria. Beria especially will benefit from the act. Yeah, let's just arrest him. I'm sure that's fine. President of the United Nations. I could, assuming I. No, it's not been 18 months yet since our last resolution. We can't do it quite yet, unfortunately. How much political power we gained? We're getting 2.7 because we're not getting our 25% boost from Stalin anymore. Oh no, 2.4% influence. I'm not worried about a 2.4% influence from the PRC. Yeah, I don't care what they're doing. It shouldn't matter too much. have a big focus tree, really? Yeah, weapon shipments. Oh, it does go pretty far down here, huh? Yeah, maybe that'll be. What's going on in Cuba? Right now, Batista is just hanging out. Increased wages, urban planning, organized crime. They're a banana republic. They got a sugar crisis. But there might still be like the Civil War or whatever's going on in Cuba. It's only 53. I don't think Castro came to power until 59 or 60. There's still many, many years until that ends up actually happening. How was your suppression going, by the way? Could be going better, could be going better. That's been around. Assassination of General Haj Ali Razaren. I mean, Prime Minister... The Prime Minister of Iran has been assassinated on the against support from radical parties. Eyewitness accounts. Ramadan was attending a memorial service at Shah Mosque. Remember, the crowd fired 3 shots. Assassination was carried out by radical Islamist group Federal Islam, most likely because of his opposition to nationalization of Iran's oil supply. Iran is falling into chaos. Pressure on you. Yeah, we'll see if Iran is going to get... Americans condemn the Hoxha regime. The United States recently launched a diplomatic media campaign to condemn the Albanian communist regime of Enver Hoxha. The American government is calling for self-determination and accused the communists of suppressing the rights of all Albanians. The CIA is also supporting the efforts of oppressing its allies. International media publicized reports of communist suppression and statements by anti-communist Albanian exiles. The CIA trying to influence Albania a little bit. I'm guessing the Warsaw Pact probably is not going to happen, seeing as Warsaw's... The Warsaw Pact doesn't really make a lot of sense if Warsaw is directly occupied by the USSR. Now it's either Pravi, the radical Islamists, or the socialists. Well, hopefully the socialists, for obvious reasons for ourselves. You could maybe try to influence them a little bit, but I don't know if that really would... I don't think that would affect them. Or affect their decision to take a specific route. Because right now, I mean, the socialists are the biggest party. The nationalists are at 21%. So if it's based on that percentage, it looks like the socialists would win. But we will see. Guys aren't really doing anything, informing the air service. What's funny is that apparently, even though they've gone for liberal conservative, they're still going down the communist tree. So the French conservatives are now enacting communist policy to yeah, it doesn't seem like it really makes a lot of sense, but you know, there you go. An agent been killed. Minimize the Gaul's influence, which literally is changing their own party popularity. They're going to reveal the Gladio plot. We'll see. We'll see if they keep doing all this stuff, because it's funny. It's funny if they do. Banana Crash Pack with China. Oh, they've... No. They still have not changed their name. I thought they changed their name. Is a Red World prequel? At this rate, it seems like it is. The execution of Nasser. Hunt for Nasser is finally... Okay. Hunt for Nasser has finally come close. After a long and arduous manhunt, Egyptian police have found traitorous Nasser held in a cell inside of Cairo. The Mongolian application to become SSR rejected. I would have said yes to that. By the enthusiasm amongst the Mongolian communist leaders, the Soviet Union rejected their application to become a constituent republic within the country. While the Soviets appreciate the Mongolian commitment to socialism and the Soviet model, many among the Soviets believe the nation is far too underdeveloped to be incorporated. There's also some fear that incorporating Mongolia will also may have antagonizing the Soviet socialist allies in China and East Asia. The Mongolian government has said to be disappointed by the decision and pledged to continue the revolution and development of the country with Soviet guidance. We've got the Democratic People's Republic of Congo against Belgian Congo now. They have no influence right now. Do they have a... Okay, it looks like they just have a generic focus tree. Well, we'll see who ends up winning in the Belgian Congo. We should get involved. That's what I was thinking as well. Ethiopia isn't really doing too much right now. But yeah, let's send volunteers. We can send 6 volunteers. Okay, we're gonna send 6 tank divisions then. Okay, let's send those volunteers. Generate 0.5% threat. Okay, apparently it says good night. We're at 100%. Are we getting nuked? No. See what's happening in Central America? Basically nothing right now. This is the end, beautiful friend. This is the end, my only friend. The end is our elaborate plans. The end is everything that stands. The end. No safety or surprise. The end. I mean, it doesn't look like the world's ended yet, even though it does say we have 100% world tension. I mean, we still seem to be doing okay. Built. We're producing... We're making 1 bomb every, like, 9-ish days. Must be at DEFCON 1. I mean, we're still at DEFCON 5. I don't think we need to go to DEFCON 2. Why is South Sudan independent? Because Egypt annexed North Sudan. 1960, things were getting a little bit too expensive. We'll go for the nickel batteries. Once have you launched nukes? That's a great question. I don't really know. Can I see what... They have 940 nuclear... America, are you okay? 940? It seems a bit excessive. Got the power struggle. Not too sure who came out on top. I guess we'll find out in a moment. Let's prepare the master release plan. Gets a little political power. Allows me to... Can I... Coronation of King Saud. Long live the king. Okay, so there's new king in Saudi Arabia. I don't think that's going to matter to us too much, I would have to imagine. I'm guessing we need to kill the Belgian Congo. Are you actually at war with Belgium itself? No, just the Congo. They have 1 to 3 divisions. We have... Yeah, okay, we're more than okay here. Are you fighting Rwanda? No, you're not. Don't worry about this. Still pretty poor. We could go up to... I get... I don't like it. Okay, reduce education for now. I don't like to do it, but we need some money. Congo go to Civil War to go communist. It'd be nice to see... I mean, it doesn't make any sense for the United States for planning to go to war, right? Like, for them to raise their DEFCON levels. Wait, did I not even send my volunteers? They have strategic reason to be hostile towards me. Okay, never mind. I was waiting this whole time to send in volunteers, but they won't even take it. Minus for 4. I know 5 is like, it's very peaceful. I don't actually remember all of the... 1 is like, hey, we're about to launch nukes like any second now. My authorization key. For the authorization. I like how they make you have to do like all the actual steps of preparing to nuke a country. Hey, you're that... Halt the 5-year plan. Upper limit on military spending. What are you? You are 7-year plan, which comes way later. Okay, well let's put Miraklov as head of the MVD. Argentina is just kind of hanging out, not really doing anything right now. The Resignation Gambit. Okay, National Front victory. Operation Apex. And we want to back the anti-American forces in Iran if we can, for, you know, fairly obvious reasons. We've already got troops ready to invade Iran if we have to. And I mean, if we need to do a military intervention, we can just invade Iran if we want to, right? I wouldn't mind bringing a... I don't know how these guys are. We're going to delete whatever plan they're doing. Come down over here. Just in case a little war with Iran needs to happen. Influence Yugoslavia? And we're only at 1%. Like, that's the thing. It's like, our influence here is basically garbage. Why is Yugoslavia? Why do they have $1.2 billion? Or 1.2 trillion? Maybe I'm just poor. Up at Iran? We're at 14%. Defense agreements, pay off debt, economic aid. This boost, we're at 14%. 4% boost there. Let's see if we can influence them. We'll influence Iran, and if we fail at influencing, we'll just invade. If we invade Iran, it breaks the focus tree. Okay, well, we won't invade them quite yet, unless they go pro-American, in which case we will definitely invade. Have more spies. We'll send a spy into Iran as well. Just see what they're up to. See what the Shah's plan is. So let's prepare some defensive lines. Again, just in case. Just in case. We're now at 47% for influence within Iran. Is Afghanistan on your to-do list? I mean, at some point, right? Maybe in 1980. I just won't get drawn into a long 10-year occupation of Afghanistan. Assembly of Captive European Nations. Assembly of Captive European Nations, organized in New York City, under the supervision of the United States and private guidance of the CIA. The organization brings together anti-communist exiles from Albania, Bulgaria, Czechoslovakia, Estonia, Hungary, Latvia, Lithuania, Poland, and Romania. The organization pledges to liberate their home countries through peaceful means and publicize the reality of life behind the cruel Iron Curtain. Along with publication of periodicals and newspaper articles, the organization plans on opening branch offices in England, France, and Switzerland. Soviet unions and allies will be monitoring this group closely. Like, if you just don't... What if we pay them some money? We're at 56%. Keep on influencing. We're at 60% now. Earlier this month, Prime Minister Moghadis requested the Shah that his ability to name Minister of War and Chief of Staff be given to him, which he refused. Therefore, Moghadis announced his resignation and appealed directly to the people. While Ahmed Quivin was appointed as replacement, radical groups organized nationwide protests and strikes in favor of Mossadegh. All over the country, strikes and demonstrations have broken out. Over the course of the last 5 days, protesters clashed with troops as the country came to a complete standstill. The loyalty of the soldiers in doubt, military commanders ordered all troops to return to their barracks. Command was completely in the hands of the protesters. Today, the frightened Shah dismissed Quam and Mossadegh was reappointed, along with all military powers he had previously demanded. And we don't fall. God damn it! Create the KGB. There we go. Create. So they're condemning communism, which probably goes against our interest. Yeah, so like, did these even do anything? Becomes free. So I like how even there, like, basically conservative France is going to release these countries as Marxist-Leninist states. which is like doesn't make a lot of sense for them to do, but you know, here we are. There we go. Let's make a news. There we go. That's a logo for Soviet spies. If you were a member of the CIA, right? Let's say you're part of the CIA, and your opponent, you know, organization had this as their logo, you want to take them seriously. Because you're not taking them seriously, you're going to underestimate them. We're going for the mind games here. %, 40. United States business has no influence here anymore. Everyone's richer than I am. Maybe they're better at not getting into like $1 billion in debt. Executed whoever the hell that guy was. I remember we read an event about him at some point. The area needs a great amount of political power to take over Malenkov. We're at 168 right now. I don't know if that's considered good or not. But we'll see who comes out as leader of the Soviet Union. How long is this focus? It seems like it'd be a long one. Oh, no, 20 days. Never mind. It's actually pretty quick. Pretty quick little focus. Not necessarily influencing Iran. The Socialists and Nationalists won. Eventually join the Comintern. Yeah, we'll keep this up for now. I mean, are you... They'll eventually join the... We'll join. Got freaking Tito over here. We're at 15% influence. Already 15%? Really? I wonder if this is actually based on... Already influencing country. We do have a lot of foreign power projection, which I'm pretty sure is basically impossible to spend because we have now 22% for Yugoslavia, or negative 36 political power. Malenkov consolidated his majority. Liberia was not able to take over, but we got the state of East Indonesia, Kingdom of the Netherlands, and Republic of Indonesia. They're an anti-Stalinist offensive. Increase KGB funding. I mean, I'm interested to try to get our way down towards the EU here. Yeah, so let's replace Molotov with Kuchin. Seems fine for now. It's better to seize all siege of puppets forces. I agree. Hungary requests guidance on reform measures. The Hungarian government has asked for new approval over the recent reforms as part of the new course in socialism campaign. Prime Minister Imre Nagy, since his appointment, Nagy has initiated a series of moves to reduce the coercive powers of the government. He calls for this new course is entitled the release of political prisoners and legal reforms. His actions have garnered negative popularity among the people, but has faced opposition within the party. Many Hungarian communists believe that these coercive powers and actions are to sustain the state are essential for the socialist transformation in Hungary. They fear the reforms Nagy weaken the state and are doctrinally opposed to the Soviet model.